Hello everyone, welcome to Restless Rooks. In today's video, I'm going to cover a fantastic trick to trap your opponent in one of the most common chess openings. So keep watching till the end to improve your chess skills and to be a better chess player. Hello everyone. Today I'm going to cover Blackburne Shilling Gambit. This gambit can only be played with the Italian opening on the board and with black pieces. So let's get started on this. Italian opening is one of the most common opening game. White will start with e4, black to e5, then knight to f3 attacking the pawn, knight to c4 which will defend the pawn, and bishop to c4. All pretty standard moves. Now it is black's turn, and here black will play totally unexpected move and will go knight to d4. So why I called it unexpected? Because one of the basic principle of chess is you should not move the same piece twice in opening game and should concentrate more on piece development. But this move knight to d4 violates this basic principle. Let's see what black can do next. We can see this hangs the e5 pawn and most probably white will capture this pawn with his knight. More than that, this move double attacks kingside f7 pawn with knight as well as bishop. If this happens, black has a really powerful move, that is queen to g5. This move attacks the knight as well as pawn on g2 at the same time. Now white has a multiple options here and every option has a significant amount of risk. Let's go with all of these variations. He can capture the f7 pawn with knight, or he can capture that pawn with the bishop. Or he can simply castle and give up the knight, but save a very crucial g2 pawn. Again, I said very crucial for the reason, suppose white becomes greedy and goes with the first option, that is, he captures the f7 pawn with knight. This is where fun starts. White has totally blundered this game now, and let's see how. Here, white is threatening to capture rook, but black will totally ignore this threat and will go queen captures on g2, attacking white's rook. Most probably, white will try to save his rook and play rook to f1. Now, e4 pawn is hanging. Black can easily capture this pawn with check, so queen to e4. White's king is stuck now and can't move anywhere, so he can only block this check with bishop or queen. If he blocks with queen, then knight captures queen is totally winning. So most probably, white will block this check with bishop and so bishop to e2. But again, this is a blunder too. Actually, white can't do anything from here, so whatever he plays will be useless. I suggest you guys to pause the video here and find the best move possible. I guess most of you are able to find it. It is knight to f3. Now white's bishop can't capture knight because it is pinned, and as a result this is an awesome smothered checkmate. Let's come back some moves now. Suppose after queen captures on g2, black did not save his rook as it is resulting in checkmate ultimately and captured black's rook instead with knight. Then black can simply capture the rook with queen, so we'll go queen to h1 with check. Of course, white has only one forced move to block the check, that is with bishop, so bishop to f1. However, e4 is still hanging and black can go with same queen captures on e4 with check and again bishop blocks. Now, we can't go knight to f3 check as king can move to f1. So instead, we will go to knight captures on c2 with check. Again, we are forking king and rook. Queen can't capture knight as black's queen is protecting it. So only move remained is king to f1. From here, black should capture the rook to get some advantage, right? Of course not, because queen to h1 comes with a beautiful checkmate again. All of these moves are for black's advantage. Let's see how white can survive this. come back some moves again and here. And now check what if white captures f7 pawn with bishop. So bishop captures on f7 with check and king moves to d8. Now white has to give up his knight and castle kingside to get his king to safety. If not, it might result in the same things we discussed previously. So king castles and queen captures knight immediately. White is down a piece here, but has some good attacking options. Let's check that. White can simply go to c3 to attack the knight. Now knight has multiple squares to move, but best square is knight to e6. Anything else than that might cause issues for black. So let's suppose knight moves to any other square first, knight to c6 for a moment. Then white will simply keep attacking and play d4 to attack the queen. Now e4 pawn is undefended. So if black becomes greedy and captures the e4 pawn, then it is a game over, because rook to e1 wins the queen. If black moves queen anywhere else from the e file, then rook to e8 is finally checkmate for white. Again, let's go back and now suppose knight to e6 is played. Then white have to play rook to e1 to support the e4 pawn before going d4. As knight is closing the e-file now, there is no threat of checkmate at this moment. The game will continue from here with a white piece down. So where white went wrong? Because after playing everything correct, he is still a piece down. Let's see. Wrong move was right at the beginning. That is knight captures on e5. Instead of capturing e5 pawn with knight, white should have captured black's knight immediately with knight. So it goes something like this. Knight captures on d4, e captures on d4, then white castles, then knight to f6 which attacks e4, then rook to e1 defending, then maybe d6 to open up some pieces, c3, d captures on c3, knight captures on c3, adding one more defender to e4. And after some time white can play something like d4 to get the center control, or game can go in other direction too. But all in all, with the right moves, material on the board will be even, but white will have good positional advantage. So this is all for today. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I'm planning to cover a lot of things in future, so subscribe to the channel for more chess related videos.